Well, good afternoon, folks. Thank you for joining me here on Woodchip Woodworking. Today, we're going to make another rolling pin, different style, regular traditional rolling pin. So that's going to be kind of an interesting thing. We're going to go outside and turn it outside, actually, in the sunshine. So that'll be kind of fun to do as well. So with that being said, welcome to Woodchip Woodworking. Please share, subscribe, like. And let's get this channel to grow, and leave some comments below in the comment section. Send me some comments as far as if you've tried any of my projects, any comments you like to make on the way I do things, and let me know what your thoughts are. Give me some ideas on some projects you'd like to see me do. With that being said, let's get started on our project. Hopefully this won't be a long video, but I've already had one comment that said the last one I did was kind of a little bit long. It was 45 minutes, which is fairly long, but nevertheless, it is what it is. All right, so hang tight. Let's get started on this. All right, so I got this gnarly piece of firewood here, piece of maple. We're going to try to make a square blank out of it on the bandsaw, and let's see what we can come up with. So I'll set this up on the bandsaw and see what we can do with it. So I'm just going to mount this up here. I want about a 2-inch blank, 3-inch blank, something like that. Let's see what we can come up with. So we're going to cut this on the bandsaw. I think we're good. Here we go. I just noticed this piece sticking out here. I got to get rid of this or it won't go through. So I'm going to cut that off real quick. There we are. Get rid of that. Now let's go back to cutting this up here. All right, that's one cut. Now we'll cut it again. I think I'm going to cut it this way. Well, we got to get rid of that little bit right there. There we are. I should be able to cut this somewhat. Two sides cut. All right, let's readjust my thing here. It's a pretty tough piece of wood, let me tell you. Not exactly the straightest cut. I'm going to cut this edge and then call it even today. Alright, so we got a decent little blank out of that. Might have a little issue here. Looks like I got a couple cracks in there. It might end up being a shorter one. I might have to cut that off right there. But yeah, there's a void right there. So let's cut that off and see what we get. So hang tight. Alright, so I got my center finding ruler here. We're going to find the center real quick. And then we'll take it up and put it on a lathe and make her round and do all our best. So as you can see, the center finder, 1.5 inches is right there. So my center mark is right there. And I come this way, it should be just about 1.5 inches, and that's what it is. So my center mark would be right there. Alrighty, go over this way. Back, let me cut that end off square, and we'll be right back. Alright, let's go back to our ruler here. 1.5 inches. Center mark is right there. Go this way. Not quite 1.5 inches, so I got a little bit out of square there. About 1 3/8 inches, which is fine. There's our center marks. All right, that being said, let's go from there and see what we get. All right, let's go upstairs and we'll get set up there and we'll be turning outside. So hang tight. All right, well, welcome back. We're upstairs, outside. We're gonna turn a rolling pin. So let's put this on the lathe. As you can tell, it's a nice sunny day out here. It ought to be fun. I'm going to put it between centers. Make sure my center stayed the same. All right. Looks good. All right. So I got my blank in there. All right, got our face shield here. And we got our gloves. First thing we're going to do is we're going to make it round. So let's make it round and go from there. Alrighty. I kind of enjoy turning outside like this. So it ought to be fun, interesting. I'm going to set this over here out of the way. All right. All right. Got our blank in there. Everything looks good. Let's get her round. Okay, we're going that's reverse. All right. Let's get her round. Everything's tight. I got my skew and we're going to go to it. Main thing we want to do is just get it round right now. Tool rust doesn't want to cooperate tonight. I see that. Pretty close. Let's move the tool rust down. It's getting pretty close. A little bit of flat spot there, but let's keep rounding it over. let's see what we got. No, still a flat spot right there. So we got to go some more on that. Let's get a little closer. Keep plugging away. We'll give her a little bit more speed. Check and make sure everything's tight. We're at about 1800 RPMs. Sometimes speed can be your friend. All right, just a little bit more right there and we'll have this made. We'll be down, do some more. Well, and basically there's a pinch. I got the heel of my skew caught in it. All right, so right there is the last of that. So now let's move her down and do some more here. Let's see how close we are there. Got a flat spot here, so we got to go a little bit more on this. Otherwise, it's looking good. Keep going. A little bit of a flat spot there, tear out there. That's to be expected. A little bit more. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, so I need to come back down here and smooth that out. Let's take this end off down here first. Clean that up. We're going to go this way now. See how close we are? Oh yeah, we're good. All right, so we got a little bit more to do down here, but let's mark out exactly where our handles are going to go. It looks like it's going to be a little bit of a shorter rolling pin than what I was anticipating, but it's a 14-inch. So if I come in 4 inches from each side, I'm only going to be able to come in probably 3 inches from each side. So 3 inches would give me there. And it's going to be basically a 8.5-inch rolling pin. Well, it is what it is. So there's my first one. I want to clean this up down here a little bit too. Okay. So I want to clean this up, and then we'll mark this and do our handles. So here we go. So let's do it. Take our mark off. That's better. Put my 3-inch mark back on. Okay. And we're gonna. Alright, so now what I need to do is I need to mark where my handles are going to go and how deep they are. Tool rest not going down in my banjo very good. All right, well, let me deal with that little issue and then I'll be right back. All right, minor little issue. Just, I don't know. Thing just didn't want to line up correctly. So I got my parting tool here. Actually, it's a marking tool. So I want to do this versus that. So, I forgot to put my little jig on here. I think this one here's I make these little jigs here to go over top, so when I get it squared, it'll do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the end of it down here. So I stick that on the drive and put this back in place. There we are. All right. And okay. So I want to mark this down into that to get a reference point of how big I want to make my handle. Everything's back to normal. Slow it down. Alright, let's get my calipers set up here so I can roughly get that set into play. And yeah, that's close enough. I just want to get it close. I don't want to get down to the nitty-gritty just yet. All right, here we go. I'm going to put my in here. Take my time, let it cut. Widen my skirt out a little bit. There it is. Alright. I'm going to put that on the other end as well. So I'll slide my tool rest down. Do the same thing down here. There it is. All right. So I should have probably put this on this end so I could do this end, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to true this up and get this down perfect since I got a little bit of meat here. Clean that up. So, because I see I got a high spot right here, and I want to check something here. Check something out. I think this is too small. Let's see here once. Oh, no, not really. Okay, we're going to use it. So I will take this off just a little bit, and I'm going to put this end down here. Move. Yeah. Let's do that. I'm going to put this one down here on the end down here. Put this one down here. And all right. So now I need to take a little bit off this end to accommodate that. Grab my skew. Raise my tool rest up just a hair. This is all going to disappear anyway. Not quite enough to go over top of that. Okay, as you can see, it goes on there. Then this will go over top of that. So, and I want that back here. All right. right. I'll get it in a smaller skew. Okay, so I'm right to that point. So take my pencil mark, put a mark in there. Okay, so now I'm down to this point. Need to mark it so I can see it. Down to this point. Down to this point. Just for the sake of making this video no longer than it has to be, I'm going to just finish this up and then I'll come back. Alright, so as you can see, we got that part done and it just slides all the way down here. So that, the center part's done. Now we just need to work on this. This is where this one comes into play. So I got to take a lot off this to get down to there. So I'll go back to getting my thing and we're going to do the exact same thing on this one. So I'm going to raise my tool rest just a hair. There. All right, here we go. my smaller barrel. And getting close. And here we go. Just about there. Okay, so I'm right there. Got a little bit carried away on that spot right there, I see. All right, now we're going to go that way with it because run out of room. There she be. So that'll take care of that. Now what I want to do is round that edge off. Get my spindle gouge. I want to take that edge off there. Oh yeah, beautiful. That looks good. So I'm gonna move down here and do the same thing there, and we'll come back in a minute. So hang tight. All right, one of the things I forgot to do was leave a little extra down here when I cut that off. So I'm gonna have to make do with that and try to do something with the end of it. So I'm gonna take my spindle gouge and I'm gonna round off the ends of it a little bit. Get that taken care of. Where I'm going to have to cut. Can't do too much down at that end because of the drive. Won't be able to do too much down here either. But we'll make do. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something different with that. I might just take put a bead or something in the end of it. But that's the gist of it right there. I'll do a little bit of sanding and then we'll finish it. So let me do a little sanding and then we'll go from there. So get my dust mask on and we'll do a little sanding. Not going to take much sanding, let me tell you. Tool rest out of the way. Alrighty. That's about all the sanding I'm going to do on it. Because it looks pretty good. Feels good. So I'll be right back. I'm going to go get me a little finish and put on it. And we'll be right back. So hang tight. Alright, so what we got here is a little bit of coconut oil. So, coconut oil. I'm just going to smear that on it. It's just plain old coconut oil. Looking back on it, I wish I had made my blank just a little bit longer. But, you know what? I think it's a good little rolling pin. I'll probably donate it to our wood turning club so that they can auction it off at the Holy Spirit Festival this summer. Is probably what I'll do with it. So if you're in the Whitehall area this summer in August, I believe it's in August, I don't remember exactly, come out and enjoy the festival. So, all right, so now I'll take my little rag here and I'm just gonna rub it in a little bit. That's one thing about living where I'm at now. A lot of people know where I live, so they come by here all the time, toot the horn, wave at me and everything else. So that was a friend of mine from church, you know. Alrighty, there is our rolling pin. All right, let's get this around here where you can see what we got. So there's our rolling pin. I think it looks pretty good. Real nice. So kind of a fun little project. I'll clean up the ends a little bit and finish that off, and there's our finished product though. I think it looks pretty good. Hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to share it, subscribe it, like it. You know, send me an email, and if you're interested in a rolling pin and would like me to make you a homemade rolling pin, just let me know and we can manage that too. So thanks again for stopping by at Woodchip Woodworking again. This is Paul Courtwright. You know, enjoy the videos. Hopefully this wasn't too bad. Talk to you soon. Bye.